Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel today. My name's Tammy. I own Walnut Creek Bath Boutique. I'm making a remake today of a soap. I make it at least once a year. I have a customer that very much routinely buys it, and I promised her I would make it 3 weeks ago. I did let her know that I was looking for a fragrance oil that is a little bit of a higher percentage rate. Cool Waters is the fragrance oil that I use to make my Tranquil Waters soap. And the ones that I have purchased in the past with the new IFRA guidelines has decreased in the percentage to like 3 or less, I think. Rustic Essentials has it at 5%. I just bought an 8-ounce bottle. So guys, again, like last year, I am really focused on using some of these fragrance oils that have been sitting on my shelf for a while. I felt like I did a really good job last year. My fragrance oil shelf was bare bones by the end of the year. I was so proud of myself. I pulled all of my fragrance oils that I want to use up by the end of the year, and I have them on the little tray, and I'm going to show you that in a second. I have also included this year some colorants. I've had colorants on my shelf. They're just taking up space. I don't really use them, whether I like them or don't like them, or they just don't appeal to the soap I'm trying to make. I pulled all of those, and I'm also going to be trying to use them up. I am going to be kind of forcing myself to use these colors, micas, pigments, whatever they may be, and tweaking them enough to where they're going to match my soap design. If I fail, I fail. It's still going to be a beautiful soap. So I'm not going to stress too much over that, but I am going to be happy to get rid of some of these colorants, some of these bottles. So let me bring the camera down so you can see what I have in front of me, and then we're going to make some Tranquil Water soap. So here's my tray, guys. This is all the fragrance oils and all the colorants here that I have pulled. And you'll find some little 1-ounce bottles here hiding. So these are what I'm really wanting to use up for the year and move them out of my life. Tranquil Waters, one time I made it with a blue and a green, but mostly it's just been mostly blue with a little bit of white, wispy whites. And I really like the whole blue with the wispy white throughout. But again, my goal is to use up some colors. So I am going to be using, I think I'm going to be using a good amount of the Cambridge Blue in a portion of this. And I have a sample from Micah's and More called Blue Green. So that's going to be in a bit of portion. And I think my other samples aren't really going to be good for this soap. If this blue isn't where I want it, I may add a little bit of the Caribbean blue as well. That's another blue I'm wanting to use up. So this is my, I see, I need to use some of these up so I have room for everything. All right, let me see if I can get this back on the back counter. And we can move forward. Oh my goodness, hang on. Oh, all right, hang on. See, my goal is every video that gets lighter and lighter and easier to manage. See? Maybe. Let me see where my temps are. Here it is. Oh, guys, I'm still a little warm. So I'm going to come back in a few minutes when this is cooled down, and I'll probably get these pre-mixed in little pots, and we'll go from there. All right, well, it's still a little warm, but I'm going to call it and get to moving. And I think I have everything where I need it. I did add a little bit of this Caribbean blue to my Cambridge Blue to get a little bit of a darker color. Hopefully that'll be enough. I didn't get quite all of my sample used up, but that's okay. Maybe next time. I have another soap to make that's going to need blues and greens. So I'm testing my recipe, guys. I changed my recipe last month sometime, and that is by far the best feeling bar I have ever made. I was like, hun, go wash your hands. Go in the bathroom, wash your hands. He's like, why? So just go wash your hands and tell me what you think. You know, it has great bubbles. It has a good silky feel. It's lots of bubbles. And then I looked at the soap calc and it's like, that's a little cleansing. What was it, 22 on the scale? 22 or 23? It's like, ooh, that's a little high. I took that recipe and I've tweaked it to where this cleansing number is 19. So I'm going to test this and see if it still has all those wonderful qualities that I loved in the feel of the soap. And if it does, this will be my recipe. I'm really, really excited about it. So most of this is going to be the blue. You know, when I first started using this Cambridge blue, I thought I really liked it. And then I realized I really, really am not happy with it. Which is, it's nothing against the color itself. It's just not the color I'm ever looking for. I'm going to make up some more Caribbean blue to add to that. And this Caribbean blue from Brambleberry, they call it a mica, but I don't know. It is super clumpy. And it's very difficult to... it's very difficult to smush out all those clumps. So give me just a second to work on that. I need a bigger pot for this. Look at that. It's a mess. It is just, this is one of the reasons I want this off my shelf. It is just so hard to work those little specks out. And I clearly have the wrong pot to try to do that. Hang on, I gotta clean up. I have not even thought about what I'm gonna do with these. What am I gonna do? It hasn't even entered my mind. What am I gonna do? A hanger swirl maybe? I'm gonna lighten that. That's not too bad. I can live with this. I got a couple specks in there, that dang blue. Oh, I should have done my white first. Just a tiny bit of stick blending on these before I add my fragrance oil. Oh, I gotta clean up. I'm back. I had to clean up a little bit. I want to lighten this up a little bit more. Add a little bit of soap in there. See what we get. It's pretty loose. It's not quite at a trace yet. Alright guys, well the last time I made soap I poured it way too thin and it was all muddied. So I am going to just let this thicken up a bit. Give it some time. I'll turn you back on when it's ready to pour. And maybe by then I'll know what I'm going to do with it. So I'm super easily distracted. And this got a bit thicker than I meant for it to. But look, it's stirring out quite nicely. I'm researching how to pipe lilac. So I'm going to make a lilac soap and I'm thinking, I wonder if I can pipe that. We'll see, guys. Again, no promises from this lady. There's a couple specks in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Dang specks. I'm just going to do a drop swirl and probably a hanger swirl with that. Because because I don't know what else to do and I didn't really plan this out very well. So hard to stop yourself from doing more sometimes. All right, I'm just gonna scrape. I'll be right back. Guys, my goat milk, or my coconut milk, right here, coconut milk. 6 ounces of my water is not in the soap. Ugh. I mean, I guess that's okay, right? It's not going to be bad. It certainly had enough to dissolve the lye water, because I do a 50% lye water solution, and I added water. Dang it. I can't. I'm ridiculous. You would think 7 years, 8 years in, I would not be making the same dang mistakes. Look at that. Look at that. Ugh. I'm tempted to rebatch it and add in my coconut milk. But then it's going to be ugly. And I think it's going to be quite pretty as is. So I'm just going to call this a really big water discount. Gosh darn it. Oh, man. I'm back. My husband called and had a most ridiculous phone call with the nursing home with his mother, so I had to hear all about that. All right, well, this is no longer a coconut milk soap. It's just your plain old soap. I don't think Debbie will mind. I'll have to say, hey, Debbie, I forgot the coconut milk. So I'm just going to chalk it up to a significant water discount, and I am going to C-pop it, and I'll cut it in a couple days. Other than I'm seeing some spots, not too shabby so far. I like the blue. Oh, I think that's really pretty. I like my swirls, guys. I really ended up liking this blue. Last log. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm really happy with the swirls. Really happy with that. I'm trying to keep them together so I can figure out my pictures. So when I take my pictures, I want, let me show you. So I'll do 3. I want that to look, you know, like in order. That's the thought anyway, because I can't remember to take pictures before I cut it. Tranquil Waters, another one is done. I'm so happy to have this ready for Debbie when she is ready for it. It's funny, she bought this soap for me when I had my Etsy store. Guys, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. I had an Etsy store and she was like my only customer. I think I had 3 repeat customers, you know. But she's the only one that actually stuck with me and followed me to my standalone website. And so I appreciate her so much. And so this is going to Debbie as soon as they are cured. I will let her know that. But I appreciate that. That it just, you know, I will always know her from following me. Etsy's a tough market. But all in all, I'm really happy with the colors. I'm really happy with the swirls. I took two blues that I did not like and I combined them and made a blue that I do like. Now, granted, one of the blues I don't like because it's too hard to mix in. It is very difficult to mix that in. And I do have some spots. I think maybe there's a little spot right here. That's why I don't like it, and that's why it's leaving my shelf. I want to use it up and try to get rid of it and maybe do a little bit better about smushing out all of those chunks that fall into the batter. But other than that, I'm really happy. I didn't care for the Cambridge blue, but adding the two colors together really made a big difference in my mind. And I really think the smoky denim-y blue is really, really pretty. So I'm happy with this soap so much, and it smells so good. I think it's considered like a men's cologne type. I think it's a men's cologne, basically. I just think it smells good. Clean, somewhat masculine, but more, I just think clean and lovely. I like it. I know why Debbie likes it. I like it. Guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next one.